Today in crypto, Bitcoin has made a solid breakout above the $10,000 mark as the market continues to build crazy, bullish momentum. A key bridge between Bitcoin and Ethereum has been released. Ukraine loves Bitcoin, and German banks might be on the verge of unleashing the bulls in a serious way, opening the doors for a massive wave of crypto retail mania. The cryptolark. This is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and latest happening in crypto. So let's take a look at the charts here. Now remember that triangle that we were discussing the other day on the weekly charts? You know, the super triangle, the one that has been forming over the last few years? Well, great news. We have broken above it. The price of Bitcoin has nudged just above the top line on that triangle, which is definitely a good sign and really just shows the strong momentum that we are seeing in the market at the moment. However, I am definitely watching now to see a weekly candle completely close above that line. That I think would be mega bullish to see that happening. Also, over on the daily, we're edging ever closer to that golden cross. And while the 50 and 200 day moving average is kind of a bit of a lagging indicator, it will definitely serve as a strong confirmation of the strength of the market when we see this play out. And look, even if Bitcoin experiences a pullback and goes back under $10,000, that's fine. We are in a definitive bullish uptrend here. Remember, as always, ladies and gentlemen, to keep your seatbelts fastened at all times when investing in crypto in case of unexpected turbulence. Also, right now, the positive sentiment for Bitcoin is absolutely off the charts. And look, 10K, the 10K mark is such a big part of that. $10,000 is a key level to bring really people's attention back into Bitcoin and to create interest in Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin cracks $20,000, and it will, all hell is gonna break loose. The price of Bitcoin is so much a reflection of the legitimacy of Bitcoin to normies. Price go up, orange coin good. Price go down, orange coin bad. And all that powerful momentum is coming into the markets 3 months out from the Bitcoin halving. Just for reference, from the previous halving to the all-time high, it took around 18 months, and we saw a price rise of around 3,000%. Now, if something similar happens this time, then we could see a Bitcoin price hitting $300,000 in late 2021. Now, maybe we don't go as crazy as a 3,000% gain. Maybe we don't hit $300,000 in 2021. Maybe we just top off around $100,000. That would still be massive. Look, we are super early for the crypto markets as a whole. Most regular people, they are still on zero. Most hedge funds, most family offices, most millionaires, still on zero. Central banks, zero. Most commercial banks, zero. Buy and hold Bitcoin. Or as we like to say, stack sats and chill, baby. Yeah. And if you are looking for a nice place to stack sats and then chill, Kraken Exchange is a fantastic option for that, especially for those of you based in the US or the EU. There is a link down below where you can get signed up and start stacking sats on one of the most reputable exchanges in the crypto business. Now on to the first big story of the day. The parent company behind the Bitcoin-based smart contract platform RSK has launched a new token bridge, joining it to Ethereum. Everyone wants to be friends with the cool kid these days, and the cool kid just happens to be Ethereum. Everyone's building a bridge to Ethereum. Interoperability done in a meaningful way between Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's going to be massive. The two biggest cryptos hanging out together, being buddies. This bridge allows for both RSK assets and Ethereum assets to be used across the different protocols. The bridge works like this. When you send an Ethereum token to RSK, the token, let's just say basic attention token, it gets locked in a smart contract on Ethereum. And that same amount of basic attention token is then minted over on RSK. The future of blockchain, it's going to be built together. It is going to be a collaborative effort by many chains and many communities building useful tools that make people's lives better. Rootstock is powerful because it seeks to make a really useful and meaningful marriage between Bitcoin and Ethereum, allowing both of them to leverage the other's strengths. And the opportunities are huge. For example, Bitcoin's stablecoin protocol Money on Chain, which lets you use Bitcoin as a collateral for a stablecoin, kind of something like MakerWorks, has announced that it will use the bridge to cross Bitcoin-backed stablecoins onto Ethereum. Now that opens up a very, very big world of opportunity for those stablecoins. They can access decentralized exchanges and different decentralized finance protocols and all these different things. What we're talking about here is merging the power and security of Bitcoin with the technological innovation, especially around decentralized finance, that is happening on Ethereum. And on the topic of decentralized finance, we have just reached the $1 billion locked in decentralized finance milestone. Now, the overwhelming majority of that is on Ethereum. It's not on Bitcoin, which is why this Rootstock story is such a good announcement. The Bitcoin Lightning Network only accounts for less than 1%. 1% of all decentralized finance. Wrapped Bitcoin, the Ethereum-based Bitcoin token, is actually closing in on flipping the Litecoin network in terms of total value. Bitcoin can and will have an important role to play in the decentralized finance ecosystem that is being built. Things like the Rootstock Bridge will make a very big difference in that whole picture. That being said, we must acknowledge what an absolute powerhouse Ethereum is becoming. Sure, $1 billion, it's a lot of money, but on the grand scale of things, it's really not that much money. But the trend of upward growth, what that says to me is that we're going to be crossing the 10 billion mark before we know it, and then one day we'll cross the 100 billion mark in DeFi, and then the trillion mark, and it'll just grow and grow and grow. This niche in the crypto industry, it's poised for wild growth in the coming years. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Now let's move on to a little bit of global crypto news. Starting off over in Ukraine. The Ministry and Committee of Digital Transformation of Ukraine has just released some incredible policy which could be a major positive to the future development of Ukraine as a leader in the crypto industry. They have stated the following. Bitcoin's protocol and enforced consensus rules are enough to regulate on-chain activities. That's important. As the network's rules are enforced by the protocol itself, node operators, and social consensus of users, it does not need government oversight or intervention. That's pretty powerful stuff for a government agency to be saying, basically acknowledging that this is a public network, a public good. Bitcoin and other major chains are open source, decentralized protocols, much akin to the internet. So instead of going down the path of draconian industry killing regulation, I'm looking at you, New York regulators. Come on, New York, what are you doing? Look, Ukraine is looking to leverage the power of these networks to develop a digital economy, to bring Ukraine really firmly into a new modern economy focused on digital innovation, e-governance, and e-democracy. Definitely cool stuff coming out of the Ukraine. Very excited to see it happening. And the final story for you today is out of Germany, and it's a very, very big one. A past law, which actually we discussed late last year, has come into effect on the 1st of January. Now, this new law gives banks permission to treat Bitcoin or Ethereum as they would stocks or bonds or other likewise services. Meaning that now Germans will be able to buy, sell, and store cryptocurrency at their bank. And apparently, the idea is very, very popular with banks at the moment, since a whopping 40 plus licensed banks have applied to be able to offer these services to their clients. Let me just repeat that because it's crazy. More than 40 German banks are applying to be able to sell Bitcoin to their customers. No longer is it just the ultra wealthy who can call up their bank manager and say, I'd like to buy some Bitcoin. It's everybody. That's wild. Germany, more than 80 million people, the world's fourth biggest economy. That Germany is about to take crypto more mainstream than ever before. And look, I know, I don't want to keep my crypto in a bank, but you have to realize how powerful this is for mainstream adoption. And it's not all just about Bitcoin either. Ethereum tokens, and so much more will be offered. Now, assumedly, banks are just going to offer a select few. You know, you'll be able to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and Tezos or something at your bank, but definitely watch out for more announcements to come about which bank will be selling which crypto asset. I'm sure we can count that Bitcoin and Ethereum will be standard basically across all of them. But this could be a start of a major shift of crypto power towards Germany and really Europe more overall, since we've seen Switzerland and France and Ukraine and Malta all making some really solid pro-crypto plays. How anyone still doubts the future success of cryptocurrency? It's crazy, man. Boggles my mind. Anyway, I would love to know your opinion about this German bank story. Do you think that German banks getting ready to sell crypto to their customers will be a big catalyst for the markets? Or is it just going to be a big old fat nothing burger? Let me know down below. As always, thank you so much for watching today's video. Seriously, you are awesome. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come over here and listen to this dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. If you did enjoy it, leave a thumbs up on it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.